News 4, watching out for you.
Coming up on News 4 at noon, a cold rain is falling over most of St. Louis. I'll show you how long this rain will stick around and how cold and windy it will be when the rain ends.
Plus, a string of smash and grabs as thieves roll down one of St. Louis County's busiest streets, breaking down doors. We'll show you where these latest bold burglaries happened. And also ahead, do you like to eat nuts? Well, you're going to want to eat a whole lot more of them after you hear the results of this latest health study. And plus, find out why Madonna can buy all the nuts she wants. Wait till you hear how much money the Material Girl made just this year alone. News 4 at noon starts right now.
You're watching News 4 at noon in high definition.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Laura Hettiger. Robin Smith has the day off. It's been a wet morning throughout our area, and now we're thinking that rain may change intensities throughout the day. Meteorologist Katie Horner is in the Forewarned Weather Center. And Katie, you're tracking when we might see a break from all this rain?
Right. Now, just as you mentioned, Laura, there will be breaks in the intensity. At times, temperatures will remain close to normal today, Laura, in the low to mid 50s.
Don't like it, but I guess okay. Thank you, Katie. In breaking news now, reports are just coming in from London of 3 women rescued after reportedly being held against their will for as long as 30 years. London police say these women were held captive as slaves, apparently to work as domestics in the home. The women are 69, 57, and 30 years old. 2 suspects are now in custody. We'll have more on this breaking story as it becomes available. And Brentwood and Rock Hill police are investigating a string of smash and grabs. Thieves hit 3 businesses early this morning along a stretch of Manchester Road. Police are still trying to get in touch with the owners of Joy Luck Chinese Buffet. There, the suspects smashed through 2 glass doors before they broke into the cash register. It was empty when police got there. They do not know if those thieves got away with any money. And then just a few blocks away at Time for Dinner, also on Manchester, we found employees cleaning up more broken glass those thieves left behind. The owner tells us her business does have a security system, but the alarm never went off. She says the cash drawer in the register was empty.
Oh, well, I think they're obviously desperate, and they're not being very helpful to any of the small businesses around here.
Wilson says this is her busy season. She hopes to reopen that business by the end of the day. Then just 2 miles down the road at St. Louis Wing Company, owners are still waiting to reopen. Bobby Tesler got a call around 5 o'clock this morning from police saying his businesses had also been hit. Tesler says the alarm system did not go off, and in fact, it was a street sweeper who happened to notice the shattered glass and called police. Surveillance cameras captured the whole thing on video.
Smashes a brick through the front window, kicks out the glass, runs in, gets the cash drawer from underneath the monitors, rips it out, takes that out, comes back in for the second one.
Luckily, the cash drawers were already empty, so the suspects did not get away with any money. Watch News 4 at 5 and 6 for the latest in these investigations. We're told there were no serious injuries after an accident involving a school bus. The crash happened this morning at 141 and Dutch Mill Road. 14 Parkway Elementary students were on board. Several were taken to the hospital, but again, we are told that no one was seriously hurt. And tonight we expect to see a huge crowd gathering in Bridgeton. Hundreds of people are hoping to learn more about radioactive waste buried in the Westlake landfill. A nuclear weapons expert has been researching this site. He will be on hand to address concerns of those living nearby. In the past, the EPA has said the radioactive material is contained and safe. And here's an update to a story we have been tracking for weeks. Controversial rezoning in Dardenne Prairie is on the back burner for now. We're talking about a plan that would turn this farmland at Bryan and Feast Roads into commercial development, even big box stores. A lot of people protested this idea, and today the Post reports the Board of Aldermen has now decided to delay a vote on the rezoning until December 4th. And we have new information and a bizarre twist to breaking news we brought you on News 4 yesterday morning. Sky Zoom 4 captured this scene above I-270 near the Clayton overpass. Police are now saying this accident happened when fireworks went off inside that SUV, apparently causing the driver to lose control and crash. The driver had her 2 teenage sons in the car with her at the time. She is now facing DWI charges. And the state of Illinois is now the 16th state in the country to allow same-sex marriage. Governor Pat Quinn signed the bill into law last night in a ceremony at the University of Illinois at Chicago. A lot of supporters showed up to see the moment for themselves.
It's history, and I want to be part of history. We want to be part of history.
The new law goes into effect in June. That's when county clerks can start issuing marriage licenses to same-sex couples. But of course, not everyone is happy about the new law. Yesterday, the bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Springfield performed an exorcism ritual. In a statement, the diocese says the service was to make reparation for the sin of gay marriage. In St. Louis, public school administrators are on the watch for scabies. 2 cases of the irritating condition have been confirmed at the Academy of Environmental Science and Math. Scabies screenings are continuing today at that school. More than 400 students and adults have already been screened for possible symptoms. School officials say there could be as many as 20 possible cases. Scabies is a skin condition caused by little mites that burrow underneath the skin. District officials say they are working with the city health department.
We're being extra cautious. If they have scratch marks, dry skin, rash, any kind of little blister, then we're sending a note home with that child to their parents saying that they need to visit a healthcare provider. They're not allowed to return to school until they do.
Other cases of scabies have turned up recently. Just last week, parents in DeSoto received warning letters after a scabies outbreak there. And coming up on News 4 at noon, a major change is coming to America's buses, one that transportation officials say could help save lives. You may be surprised to hear what it is. And later, entertainer Chris Brown is being ordered to go to rehab. But no, it's not for drugs or alcohol. We'll explain why after weather. That and much more straight ahead on News 4 at noon. A long-standing ban that keeps you from buying cars on Sundays in Illinois could be going away. Illinois State Senator Jim Oberweis is working on a proposal to get rid of the ban because he says, hey, it doesn't really make sense. The law requiring dealerships to close on Sundays has been in effect since 1983. It's been supported by car dealers who say it cuts overhead, it levels the playing field, and it gives employees a day off. And time now for your deal of the day. 'Tis the season for holiday lights, and with this deal, you can see the U.S. Bank Wild Lights display at the St. Louis Zoo for half price. There's an $8 and a $5 offer. Details on both of those are on our website. And up next on News 4 at noon, some healthy advice about nuts. Hey, you might want to start eating a whole lot more of them when you hear about this next study. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at the fun fact. George Harrison of the Beatles was deported by German authorities on this date in 1960. Our question is, why was he deported? And by the way, hey, it had nothing to do with drugs. The answer coming up just a little later, only on News 4 at noon.
You're watching News 4 in high definition.
And after all, who doesn't? Just start eating nuts. The New England Journal of Medicine just published the results of the largest study ever done on the benefits of eating nuts. It shows people who eat almonds, cashews, pistachios, and other tree nuts every day had a 20% lower death rate than people who did not eat nuts. And the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is taking steps to make large buses safer. You may remember this megabus crash in August of 2012. It was near Litchfield, Illinois, and killed one person. Well, now lap and shoulder seatbelts will be required for passengers and the driver on all new large buses and motor coaches. Agency officials say the move will reduce the risk of fatalities and serious injuries. It will also lower the risk of people being ejected in rollover crashes.
Well, when this rain ends, it is going to be windy and cold, the coldest air of the season. I'm tracking the wind, rain, cold air, and if there's a possibility of snow, straight ahead.
Plus, they don't call her the material girl for nothing. Madonna is having a really good year. We'll tell you how much she made right after weather. And speaking of money, here's a look at the stock market. You're watching News 4 at noon.
Wednesday, so cold, blustery weekend ahead.
Yeah, for News 4 this morning on those first days of next week. I'm not looking forward to it.
I bet you're not.
No.
Sorry.
Extra coats that day.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Katie. And in entertainment news, it's been a good year for the material girl. Madonna tops Forbes' list of the world's highest paid musicians, earning a whopping $125 million this year. That puts her past Lady Gaga, who came in second with $80 million. And then there was Bon Jovi. He came in number 3 on this year's list, earning $79 million. A judge has ordered R&B singer Chris Brown to serve 3 months in a residential treatment facility. It's rehab for anger management, and it was recommended by a probation officer. But that probation may be revoked. You may remember Brown was arrested just last month for allegedly assaulting a man in Washington, D.C. And Katie and I will be right back with the answer to today's fun fact. We are asking you if you know why George Harrison of the Beatles was deported by German authorities on this date in 1960. The answer is next, only on News 4 at noon. And time now to answer the fun fact.
It's a question about the Beatles and a bizarre episode involving George Harrison. On this date in 1960, while the Beatles were playing in Hamburg, Germany, German authorities deported him. Our question is, why was he deported?
Apparently, Harrison was deported because he was under 18 years old and therefore he could not be in a nightclub after midnight. Random. Well, thanks for spending this half hour with us. We will see you tomorrow at noon. Enjoy your afternoon.